Jessica with Best Laid Plans with Jess. Today I'm going to do a weekly spread, but I just wanted to go over a few things in my planner. I print my own inserts, so I wanted to go over some of the inserts that I've done. I work for a school district, so in the summer, I don't have much going on, so I could experiment with some inserts that I've seen and thought were neat looking. But in the school year, I do home visiting for our district, so I need an hourly layout because everything's by appointment. So I haven't really decorated my planner in a couple weeks just because we had nothing going on. But last week, or 2 weeks ago, the 20th, I had these Dutch door inserts to experiment with. I didn't really have anything going on, so they didn't get used, but I just wanted to kind of show them off because I thought they were neat. They weren't that hard to make. The only thing I had issues with was like where to cut off for the bottom part. But, you know, if I were to use these, I definitely need the hourly part for work. But also I like being able to see what my week looks like. So that's why this is awesome. And it's kind of like having a daily and a weekly, but in a better format where you can kind of just see how everything, how your week looks. So that is my Dutch door out inserts. But then I need to do hourly and I have some notes here, but I'm gonna have to erase them. And I use erasable pen. And then sometimes I'll go back and I use one of these friction pens. But also sometimes I'll go back because I really, really like the Uniball pens. I just like the way they write. So sometimes I'll go back and I'll erase what I wrote in the friction and then rewrite it in the permanent just because. I've never had that happen to me before, but apparently if you were to like have your planner in the car and leave it there, supposedly that friction ink will erase itself. But you can also get it back by putting whatever it is in the freezer. But I've never had to do any of that, so and I really like the friction because sometimes things change in my schedule. As far as if it's a work appointment that changes, I keep it in there and just cross it off. But if it's something else, I can just erase it. So I'm gonna start with some washi. First, let me take these suckers out. I can't believe it's already the end of July. I haven't been physically to work since March 3rd, I think it was, or March 6th, because we had spring break and then I decided to close us for COVID. And I did a lot of online stuff, but like visits with people through Zoom, but I haven't been to work since March 6th, and I'm very eager to go back. Still not sure what's going to happen. I haven't really heard, but usually I go back by like next week, the first full week of August, so we'll see. Also, I just wanted to show you, flip through real quick before I do this, just inserts that I made. These are the monthlies that I made. For next year though, I'm just going to use monthlies from Carpe Diem, just because I have them. But, and actually I used the first part of a Carpe Diem monthly just to I use temporary glue dots to glue this to it, and I do it that way. And then these are my hourlies, but then I try to plan when school starts again from August to May, because that's when I work. So I try to get my planner at least settled from August to May. Right now I'm only into January, but next year I'm trying to change things up a bit. Like I said, I'm using the Carpe Diem monthlies instead. Also, since I'm not doing a monthly calendar that I print out, I made this page. Let's see if you can see it. I made this page for, just so I wouldn't have a blank page when the month starts. And I think they came out really good. I kind of copied the Carpe Diem kind of format for that. And then I decided to not do colors next year because I do decorate a lot. So I don't need the colors as much as I used to, but these are how they came out, and I'm really proud of how they're coming out. Eventually I'd like to like sell these, but I have to figure out how to make my PDFs printable on an 8.5 by 11 page for people, because I just print these out on A5 paper with holes that I got from Amazon. So I mean, if I could sell them and then like make people get that paper, that would be great. But I know everybody doesn't have that kind of stuff, so I want to make them useful for everybody. But so yeah, when I first started printing my own inserts, I had just come off of having an Erin Condren planner, so I was used to having the colors, and I decided to do it that way. But now I decided that I wasn't really into decorating then, so I decided to just make it pretty plain. Also, well, I was going to do the monthly too in this, but I think that would make the video too long, so we'll see. I'm still working this out. You might get this, and I still have to figure out how to edit videos, so you might get this months and months later. Okay, so I bought this new washi at Walmart. My daughter actually said, you should get that one. I think it's really, really pretty. And it happens to match this little Prima planner set that I got, planner kit that I got from scrapbook.com. I think it was on clearance, so I bought it. And it's got some good stuff. I like the little quote cards, and I have them going throughout my planner and in multiple of my planners. I have one in my journal. These are really cool. I like them. They've got some nice stickers. They got some, like, you know, functional and some pretty stuff here, and some checklists and things like that. So that's kind of cool. Not a lot of stickers come with it, but they give you a lot of ephemera, I guess is what this is called. And I'm going to be using some tape, a little tape dispenser thing, and I'm probably going to tape it on to this week's. So that's what I'm going to be using, and I might use some of my Agenda 52 from Hobby Lobby, because I just think those are gorgeous. But if you've seen my other video about Hobby Lobby stickers, you'll know that I really like Hobby Lobby stickers. I could probably get lost in Hobby Lobby, and it's so weird because I used to never shop there because I don't agree with their politics, but their stickers just draw me in, and they have a lot of just cute decorating stuff too. And then my husband and my son like to go there for models, and my daughter likes to go there for art supplies. So so what are we gonna do? Let's see. I want to go let's go and let's be fancy. So let's do this one. And put that on the top. I need my scissors. So I've been reading a lot lately, obviously. I try to read before bed just because I try not to be on my phone before bed because then I'm up all night, but sometimes when I read, I'm up all night too, just because it's a good book. So if you're a big reader, you probably understand. And last night I finished The Splendid and the Vial by Erik Larson, and it was really, really good. I couldn't put it down when it was kind of dry starting off, but I couldn't put it down after I got to, like, it's about Winston Churchill's first year in office, which is the beginning of World War II for England. And his first year in office, he was fighting off the German Blitz against London because the Germans they really didn't want to take over England, and they wanted them to just surrender and leave them alone so they could take over every place else. But apparently the way that the Germans were doing things, you know, they could say that they wanted a peace treaty and then invade England anyway, because they were doing that with a lot of places. So, yeah, it was just really interesting, and it took like it wasn't just dry war stuff. It was, you know, how Churchill's family and the people on his staff around him were taking the bombing and the war and stuff. And it really, I didn't know a lot about Winston Churchill when I started reading it, but it made me really, really interested in him. I just thought it was just really good. He seemed like a jovial, nice guy who got things done. He's very inspirational, apparently, to the English. Although I read a review from the Washington Post, I think, that said that, you know, Erik Larson, the author, took the view of Churchill being very inspirational to the people and was the reason for the British people's bravery and endurance during World War II, and that was inaccurate. You know, it was the factories that kept England going. But I think the reviewer there, he kind of lost focus of what Larson was trying to do, I think. Just because, yes, the factory workers and things like that kept the country going because, you know, they were making, you know, airplane parts, because airplanes were a big part of it. Obviously, they're fighting off the German planes. But I think it's lacking to say that Churchill did not inspire the people, because I think that having a leader that believes in your country, and not only was he knew that, you know, what he was doing was going to be historic. Like, he was very big, and he was very knowledgeable that, you know, he was fighting for freedom and liberty throughout Europe. You know, and yes, he wanted to protect his country, but really he wanted all of Europe to be free and democratic and whatnot. And so that's why they took a stand against the Germans like they did. And I think that Churchill's speeches really just impassioned people to that purpose. I don't know, I'm biased. Maybe I have to read a little bit more into it. But it was just a really good book, and I enjoyed reading about just like the people in his close circle. His daughter Mary ended up being an anti-aircraft gunner, which I thought was super cool. and he had a secretary, and I think his name was James, but they called him Jock Colville. He kept a diary during the time, and they relied heavily on that for the book. But also, you know, they told the story of Churchill's daughter-in-law who had a baby at the beginning of the Blitz, 1940, which he named Winston Churchill. And she was married to Churchill's son Randolph, and apparently Randolph was not a very good husband because he had a gambling and a drinking problem, and he got them into really bad debt. And then while he was off fighting in, I want to say Africa, she had an affair with a man who came over to distribute American aid to the Britons or the English, because you know, Churchill knew for a fact they could not win any kind of war unless there was aid from the United States. They needed supplies. They had no money for supplies. So he really sent impassioned, I don't want to say please, because he didn't beg for stuff, but he was trying to get he was trying to get Roosevelt to realize, you know, you guys have a responsibility here for saving the world, and we need you. So, you know, Roosevelt enacted the Lend-Lease plan to get supplies to England without them having to pay. And then part of that, they sent a man named Averell, I want to say Harriman, and he had an affair with Churchill's daughter-in-law. And then that ended when the war ended, but they met each other years later. You know, Pamela Churchill gotten divorced from Randolph. She married again, and then one of the people that she married again subsequently was a playwright who, you know, was from the United States. So she came to the United States and became a citizen, and she found herself at a dinner party after her husband died. And Averell was there, and his wife had just died, and they got married like 30 years later. So, and they stayed married until he died in the 80s. And I thought for like 15 years they were together. And I thought that was just like super cool. So, I don't have much going on this week, so there's not going to be a lot of pen writing. But I do have a phone call today, Tuesday. So I'm going to just write that. I don't know when it's going to happen. My boss is going to be calling me. Oop, there's my pups. But I'm hoping that, you know, she's going to be calling me about like when I'm going back to work and stuff. So I have a call today. So I'm just going to put it right at the top to remind myself that I need to answer my phone. And I'll put my boss's name. And what else? There's pretty much nothing else going on this week, but let's make our page pretty. Let's see. I love the flowers in here too. It's just so nice. There's just so many things in here that are just really, really pretty. And they have these corner pieces, which I don't know if I'm going to do them because of the way it covers. Maybe if I do it like this, it covers like key pieces, like a hole. I mean, I could totally punch a hole in there, but then it's going to stick out of the page. So I don't know if I'm going to do those corner pieces. We'll see. Maybe I can do them and then cut off part of them. That probably would work, huh? Yeah, I think that would work. I really don't need my times that much because I'm not really doing anything where I need to make appointments. So yeah, I'm going to do this. So I have one of those like tape gun things. Let me see, I'll show you. I have one of these crafters tapes for permanent. I saw it on a YouTube video and I was like, that is super neat. So I carry one of these with me all the time, and I like to use it like when I do stuff like this, when I just tape stuff on and it's permanent, so it sticks pretty good. If you guys use these, you'll know how cool they are. So let's stick that there. Let's see, I'll put a little bit more. If you don't want permanent, I don't know if they make temporary ones like this, but you can always get glue dots. Glue dots work pretty good too. So, okay, now I'm gonna cut this off a little. I got myself an X-Acto knife, figuring it would make cutting things a little easier, but I don't like it, so I'd rather just use scissors. See how that looks. I also finished a book a couple weeks ago, and I can't remember the author, but I think it was called Murder in the Stacks. I'll find out who the author is, and I'll put it in my description box, I guess. And it was about a murder at Penn State Library in 1969, which I had never heard of, that murder. And I'm really big on true crime, and it was I think I vaguely heard it, like, when I saw it in the library when I got the book out. I vaguely remembered hearing something about it, but I didn't know really anything about the situation, so I read that, and I thought it was really good too. And you know, it was 1969, and there was a lot of unrest on college campuses, even Penn State. They really just, college kids were just like really into, you know, issues and things, and it kind of reminded me of things that are going on right now, like, you know, social issues and things like that, and people protesting and all of that good stuff. So, I mean, it was kind of, it's so weird how history kind of has a cycle. That's why that saying, if you don't learn history, then you're doomed to repeat it. I can't find another good corner piece that I want to use. I might have to go with one of these tiny stripey ones. So, I can just do this. So I read that, and it was very interesting. What happened was this girl was in the library, and I guess Penn State's library, the older part is very old. They call it the core. And so it's old and dark and scary. And, you know, there was a lot of unsavory business going on. And if anybody's ever worked in the library, which I have, you know that people come in there and they do all sorts of nasty things. So, it was the girl was in there, you know, researching a paper the day after Thanksgiving, and, she got stabbed, and somebody ran by some people and said, "You better help that girl over there." And one of her classmates actually was doing research for a paper for the same class and came up on her, and the girl was just like laid out in the aisle. And she didn't even realize the girl was stabbed or anything. So, you know, she kind of just, the girl that found, oh, there goes the dogs again. The girl that found that girl was stabbed, kind of just freaked out, and then other people helped. But anyways, so they couldn't figure out why somebody would stab this girl. I mean, it was just like one shot, very skinny hole to the heart. They didn't even know she was stabbed until she kind of got to the hospital. There was hardly any blood. And of course, you know, it's 1969. They don't have crime scene protocol really like they have today. Obviously, DNA wasn't a thing. Let's put this. I'll put this down here. So, you know, the book was all about like who did it and why would they do it and things like that. So it turns out this girl, she was engaged or about to be engaged to a doctor who also went to Penn State, but his campus was far away. I can't remember from where actual Penn State is. And so, but she had dated a little bit while she was there. And this author believes it's this man that, that she dated, who ended up being like a pedophile. And they think it had something to do with like pedophile things or whatever. So he was in the library looking at porn or something. And I want to put this somewhere. Where do I want to put it? Oops. We'll put it, maybe we'll put this one down here. And then we'll put someone on top of it. So anyways, they figure out it's this guy, or he thinks it's this guy. I mean, nothing's beneficially said about it, but everybody assumes it's this man that did it, and it's just about like, you know, how they came to that conclusion and things like that. So it's not officially been solved, but it's accepted that this man killed this girl. And it was just kind of really sad. She was just a girl starting out at life, and she died that way, and it was terrible. And I found it weird, like I found it interesting, like Joe Paterno was there, and he had that big part in the Jerry Sandusky case. And, you know, they kind of inferred that Penn State was kind of into, you know, keeping things secret and not, you know, shining any light on anything that was bad or anything like that. Let's see. So Friday, I need to grocery shop. So we're going to put that there. Oh, also my kids go with their dad on Friday, so let's put that in too. Or, yeah, they're there for the weekend, so I gotta add that. I usually put my kids in purple. I don't know, it's just been their color for a while. I try to sometimes, I used to be really big into color coding everybody's schedule, but I'm not into it anymore, but I think I want to get back to it because I really dug how that looked, and it did make it easier to kind of at a glance see where the kids had to be. My husband is working this week. I usually put him in red. He works as an EMT, so his schedule is just, it's never the same. He works usually like 48 or 24-hour shifts right now, so we'll have to put, I know he's working today. He went this morning, and then he'll be back on Thursday. And let me check his schedule. I think he's just working those 2 days this week, but I'll have to double check and just add him later. So yeah, I need to go grocery shopping on Friday, so we'll put that sticker there. And I prefer these little clear gold stickers to the functional ones on this sheet. So grocery shop on Friday. And then let's see, what else do I want to put on here? Well, I want to put a weekend sticker. So anyway, my plan is for next year, since the summertime, I don't have a lot going on. Like, I really don't need hourly inserts. I think for June, July, and August, or June and July, I'm going to do just like the 3 boxes. I'm going to make my own, even though I do have some Carpe Diem ones, because I saw a sticker I wanted to use and I can't find it. So I want to try to use that. for next summer and see how that works out. I've never really, I mean, Erin Condren was hourly. I never really had a planner like that. So I'm really interested to see how it's going to work out. It'll be fun to decorate, definitely. It's hard to decorate an hourly, especially homemade inserts. The stickers don't always fit and stuff like that. So, oh, let's see. I think it was in here. There's something I wanted to look. I love these so much. Let's see. What else do I want to put in there? This one works. Believe in yourself. Let's see. Well, I don't like blank spaces everywhere. See how it doesn't really fit in a box, but I try to like center them in between boxes when I don't have appointments. So, God, I love this sticker book. It's so pretty. I like even feel bad using any of them. Oh, let's use a little coffee from here. Which one do I want to use? We'll use this one. We have a tradition in my house called Slushy Friday. And every Friday I take my kids to the gas station and they get slushies. And I usually get coffee. So we'll put that there. What else? I need to get some things done this week. So let's see. Do I want to use a functional to do? Here, I'll use one of these. I'll use this one. And I'll put this here. I always try to give myself a to-do list, but I'm very bad at actually doing the to-do list. This COVID stuff really has me off kilter, definitely, and I can never get anything done anymore. So, all right, so we got, let's see, I need to pack my friend Kelly's things that I've made for her. Also sending stuff to my friend Lexi. So I need to pack that up. I need to, what else do I need to do? I need to dust. My house is super dusty. And organize my basement because we're gonna have a yard sale. Our town does citywide yard sale and they skipped it this year, so I have all this stuff and I need some place to put it for next year. So I'm gonna put that. And all of it is in my basement, which is where I am now. So we have a finished basement. I don't have a lot of storage anymore and I don't want the stuff to get all damp in the places where I do have storage. So I am hesitant to put it in those places, so it's just kind of out in the open, which is not cool, but what are you gonna do? Ooh, I'm gonna use a big sticker over here, and it's got a pretty big butterfly, and I think it'll match okay. I mean, it's not perfect, but I think I'm gonna use this. Never be afraid of change. Things are changing. I'm gonna be going back to work. My daughter's starting high school. I don't know how school's gonna look here in town with the COVID, so I don't know. My kids prefer to go, that looks really pretty. Let me just see if you guys can see it a little more. Look how pretty that is. So I don't know how things are going to be going. I mean, life is definitely different, so I'm going to put that there. And I think I kind of want to put something there. I don't know what, maybe here at the top somewhere. Let me look. So things are changing and it's scary. I don't know what everything's going to look like. I don't know what my job is going to look like. But I won't lie, I'm so excited to go back to work. I miss my kiddos, I miss my boss, I miss everybody. So, and I'm glad I got to plan today. It definitely is relaxing me. I don't know if that's how it is with you guys, but I feel that way. I feel like, oh, that one's nice too. I'm gonna do this one. I feel like I need things to start going back to normal, even though, I mean, gosh, who knows if it's safe or not. But we'll see. Since my husband works in healthcare, I'm just resigned to the fact that we're probably gonna get COVID at some point. I mean, we've already had a couple of scares. He's had a COVID test, so I mean, it's not like we're not affected every day. So I just figure going back to do our normal things is not gonna hurt us any. So, all right, let me clean my mess so you guys can see how this looks. I don't know if you guys are messy people, but I am so messy. Like, my desk is always a mess. And I'm trying to be better. That's always my goal, is to be better at things, but it's tough. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video and me talking about my books. I plan on doing that a lot during my videos. So if you like books, mostly they're true crime. I'm going to be starting a true crime one tonight now that I'm done with the Splendid in the Vial. And then I also have another Eric Larson one on deck called, I think it's Dead Week is what I have next. I pretty much read everything but that one by him. I just really like him. It's historical, but it's also written like a novel, so it's super, super interesting. Oops, gotta put this stuff back in there. But, so this is my layout for this week, my boring week before hopefully work will start next week and I'll be busy. So when I start work, I won't be doing a lot of layouts like this, just because I have private information in my hourlies, and unless I learn to blur stuff, I don't know, I might be concentrating more on my journal, which is a real simple decorating one, or I have an exercise or health planner that I try to use. So, or, you know, I sometimes do a family planner for the year, so maybe I'll focus on that, or maybe I'll just have a glam planner where I just put stickers in for fun, because this is very relaxing for me. So let me layout for this week. Very simple but pretty, and I thank you for watching my video, and if you liked it, subscribe. Thanks. Bye bye.